So I wanted to take a few minutes with this video to talk about 3 interesting PlayStation 5 stories, and if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it, and as always, it's very much appreciated. Very much so. Now, the stories I wanted to dive into today includes the PlayStation 5 Slim Reveal event being closer than we thought, the Sony Xbox deal, and did it just leak that Sony bought Square Enix? First, yes or no, do you think Sony should buy Square Enix or not? For me, they might as well. I said this a while back when Microsoft acquired ZeniMax that Sony acquiring Square would be kind of a balance between the two, but not really since ZeniMax is a much bigger company than Square, but whatever. But that's just how I see it. What about you guys? So comment below yes or no if Sony should acquire Square Enix or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now diving into the first story of the video, the Sony Xbox deal. Reading from Video Game Chronicle, this weekend Xbox boss Phil Spencer tweeted that the binding agreement, which Microsoft has claimed has been sitting ready and waiting to be signed for a number of months now, had finally been signed by Sony. We are pleased to announce that Microsoft and PlayStation have signed a binding agreement to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, Spencer said over the weekend. We look forward to a future where players globally have more choice to play their favorite games. However, what wasn't clear from Spencer's tweet was whether this binding agreement would last forever or whether it would last 10 years being originally proposed by Microsoft or some other period of time. Now Axios journalist Stefan Totilo says he's been told by Sony that the deal will indeed last 10 years. Sony confirmed with me Axios that PlayStation's Call of Duty deal with Microsoft pending Activision purchase is for 10 years, he tweeted. So apparently this deal is also only for Call of Duty, not any of the other Activision titles. Microsoft has the ability to take Crash, Spyro, Tony Hawk, etc. and keep them exclusive, which is weird to say considering Crash and Spyro started on PlayStation. But having Call of Duty for the next 10 years is fine, but Sony needs their own big-time shooters that excel with great storytelling that we know Sony could do while also providing awesome gameplay, which they also have, but we need that in the first person shooter arena. We know they have Concord coming from Firewalk Studios in 2024, and Deviation Games also has a shooter as well. Firespray also has a shooter according to job listings. I'll probably make a post about this on Twitter later today maybe or sometime, but these titles need to come out and shine well. Concord again is a 2024 title, so I hope we'll see something later this year on that to give confidence that it's coming out next year. Deviation Games laid off a bunch of their employees, their staff, so I don't know what's going on there, but I hope this one works out since it has ex-Call of Duty developers, so something Call of Duty like could be cooking here. As for Firespray, we've seen job listings for a multiplayer FPS title, but haven't heard anything about it for a while, so we'll see there. I'm curious to see what Sony does for the FPS genre in the years ahead. Also, will they start to partner up with EA and Battlefield now? That'll be interesting if EA can actually manage to make a good Battlefield game again. So we'll see how that goes. Now diving into the second story of the video, Sony buys Square Enix. So this story about Sony buying Square Enix has been going on for some time now. It especially increased when Square started to sell off their Western studios last year. People were like, oh, are they trying to, get ready to be bought out by somebody? Maybe Sony. That was a theory then. We also heard from Kind of Funny's Greg Miller, who came out last year, very sure that Sony was set to announce the acquisition of Square Enix along with some other people, but nothing happened. It was quiet. Some theorized that this could have been the case because of the whole Activision situation and Sony needed to keep their acquisitions quiet, especially something on the scale of Square Enix as they battled the Activision buyout. Well, here we are with the Activision buyout nearing its close and Sony signing a 10-year deal for Call of Duty, which could mean this Square Enix deal could finally get announced if it's actually happening. Recently known leaker The Snitch, who has an amazing track record for leaks, they've come out with a simple tweet that many are guessing is related to the Square Enix PlayStation buyout. He tweeted out this recently: PS PXS. So some are guessing this could be related to a PlayStation experience, maybe a tease for the PlayStation 5 Slim, which we'll talk about in a sec. But most are guessing this could be related to the long rumored buyout of Square Enix by Sony. Honestly, it wouldn't be shocking considering Final Fantasy VII Remake still has not released on any other console platform, and Final Fantasy 16 does mention timed exclusivity, but that's probably for when it launches on PC, similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is also a PlayStation 5 only title, and that's dropping in early 2024. Then you have something like Forspoken, which is a PlayStation 5 exclusive, but it's one that has a 2-year timed exclusivity window, and it's already on PC, so this is probably referring to Xbox. In 2 years it'll probably drop on Xbox, but I'm not sure who's playing Forspoken in 2025. Usually with the snitches leaks, they're not far off from being announced, which is why some believe this person works at YouTube and they have back access to trailers, so we'll see if that's the case. If it would be new for Sony to release a trailer for a buyout, so maybe this is for a PlayStation event and a teaser will go live on YouTube soon, or maybe Sony will randomly announce the PlayStation 5 Slim with a new trailer as well. Again, we're going to talk about the PlayStation 5 Slim in a sec, but you guys let me know what you think PXS means. Let me know down in the comments below. And now diving into the final story of the video, the PlayStation 5 Slim reveal could be very close. So there are two things that could be related to the PlayStation 5 Slim situation here. One is the snitch post that we talked about earlier on, and Sony could potentially have a trailer ready to go soon, or Sony will announce the PlayStation 5 Slim at a proper PlayStation event like they did for the PlayStation earbuds and PlayStation 5 remote play device, Handheld Project Q, focusing on them announcing it at an event. We have potentially a new source on this, but before we get to that, we've theorized that if Sony does want to release this thing in September, as per the report from Tom Henderson, who first broke the story on the PlayStation 5 Slim, then Sony could have an event in August or early September to announce it. We know in August there could be a state of play for Spider-Man 2, since Tony Todd, the voice of Venom, said a big marketing push for Spider-Man will be happening then. So would it be after that? That's where Special Nick on Twitter comes in. He posted a tweet recently that was in response to the snitch post we talked about earlier. I heard a little while back that there would most likely be an August show for PlayStation, and the plan was to reveal the Slim there. Maybe they're going earlier to combat the Xbox/ABK news. So Sony usually announces showcases a week ahead, so if this is their next big showcase to combat the Activision news, and they do announce a showcase soon, then that would mean a PlayStation showcase could happen this month in July, which they've never done before. It does make sense that Sony would want to combat the Activision news soon, since they're going to be owned by Microsoft probably sometime this week. I would assume that news would break out. Then maybe Sony would announce a showcase around sometime this week as well to combat it, but we'll see how it goes. You guys let me know if you're hyped for the reveal of the PlayStation 5 Slim or not. Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps. So subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with Bring On the Show. If Sony's actually going to have a showcase sometime soon, I'm excited for that. That's a nice change of events. If you're excited about a potential showcase sometime soon, destroy the comment section with Bring On the Show, and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.